Have you ever woken up in the morning feeling like you barely slept at all? Like no matter how long you were in bed, your body just didn't recharge the way it used to? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. So many women over 60 tell me the same thing. They go to bed tired, they wake up exhausted, and they can't figure out why. Well, today we're going to change that. Because the truth is, poor sleep after 60 isn't just normal aging. There are real scientific reasons why your sleep changes, and more importantly, there are simple practical ways to fix it. Doctors and sleep experts have uncovered some surprising habits that could be sabotaging your rest without you even realizing it. And the good news? Small tweaks can make a huge difference. So if you're ready to wake up feeling refreshed, energized, and ready to take on the day, let's dive in. The first thing you need to know is that as we age, our bodies produce less melatonin. That's the hormone that helps regulate sleep. It's why you might find yourself waking up at 3 a.m. and staring at the ceiling, even if you used to sleep like a rock. But here's the thing. While we can't stop the clock, we can work with our bodies to get better sleep. One of the biggest mistakes women over 60 make is keeping inconsistent sleep schedules. You might think, well, I'm retired now. I can go to bed whenever I want. And while that sounds nice in theory, your body thrives on routine. When you go to bed at different times each night, your internal clock gets confused. It's like trying to set an alarm when the clock keeps changing. Your brain doesn't know when to wind down. So here's the fix. Pick a bedtime and a wake-up time, and stick to it as closely as possible, even on weekends. Yes, even if you don't have to be up early. At first it might feel a little rigid, but within a week or two, you'll notice falling asleep becomes easier, and waking up feels more natural. Your body will start anticipating sleep instead of fighting it. Now, let's talk about something you might not expect: light. Not just at night, but during the day. You see, sunlight is like a natural alarm clock for your brain. When you get bright light in the morning, even just 10–15 minutes outside, it tells your body, hey, it's daytime, time to be awake. That helps set your rhythm so that by evening, your brain is ready to wind down. But here's where many women go wrong. They stay indoors too much during the day, then get too much artificial light at night. Maybe you love reading on your tablet before bed or watching TV to unwind. The problem? Screens emit blue light, which tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. So instead of preparing for sleep, your brain stays alert, making it harder to drift off. The solution? Try this. Get outside in the morning, even if it's just with your morning coffee. And in the evening, dim the lights an hour before bed. Swap screen time for a book, a real one, not an e-reader or calming music. If you must use a device, try blue light blocking glasses or a screen filter. Small changes, but they can make a world of difference. And finally, let's talk about something that might surprise you: hydration. You've probably heard how important water is for your skin, digestion, and energy. But did you know it affects your sleep too? When you're dehydrated, your mouth and nasal passages get drier, which can lead to snoring or even waking up thirsty in the middle of the night. But here's the catch. Drinking a big glass of water right before bed means you'll likely be up for a bathroom trip. So the key is to hydrate throughout the day. Aim for most of your fluids before dinner. Then just sip lightly in the evening if needed. Herbal teas like chamomile can be a great nighttime choice since they're hydrating and relaxing. Now, these are just the first few steps, but already, you can see how small adjustments can lead to better sleep. And the best part? You don't have to do everything at once. Pick one change, maybe setting a consistent bedtime or adjusting your evening routine, and start there. Because here's what I want you to remember. You deserve to wake up feeling rested. It's not a luxury, it's a vital part of staying healthy, happy, and full of energy as you age. And the more you prioritize sleep, the better everything else in your life will feel. In the next part, we'll talk about 2 more surprising factors that could be stealing your sleep, including one that might be hiding in your medicine cabinet. But for now, try one of these tips tonight, and see how you feel tomorrow. Your body will thank you. Now, let's talk about something that might not even cross your mind when it comes to sleep: your medications. If you're like many women over 60, you might take a pill or 2 or more every day. And while those medications are important for your health, Some of them could be quietly disrupting your sleep without you realizing it. For example, common blood pressure medications, certain antidepressants, and even over-the-counter allergy or pain relievers can interfere with deep restorative sleep. Some make you drowsy during the day, throwing off your natural rhythm, while others can cause nighttime restlessness or frequent trips to the bathroom. Now, I'm not saying you should stop taking your prescriptions. Never do that without talking to your doctor. But here's what you can do. At your next checkup, ask your doctor or pharmacist to review your medications and see if any of them could be affecting your sleep. Sometimes, simply adjusting the timing of a dose, taking a diuretic earlier in the day, for instance, can make a big difference. You'd be surprised how many women solve their sleep issues just by having this one conversation. Another hidden culprit: what you eat and when you eat it. You might think a heavy meal makes you sleepy. Hello, Thanksgiving nap, but the truth is, a full stomach right before bed can actually keep you tossing and turning. Digestion slows down as we age, and lying down with a full belly can lead to discomfort, acid reflux, or even restless legs. But here's the flip side: going to bed hungry can be just as bad. Low blood sugar can wake you up in the middle of the night, leaving you groggy the next morning. So what's the sweet spot? Aim for a light, balanced dinner about 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. Include a little protein, like grilled chicken or a small handful of nuts, and some complex carbs, like roasted sweet potatoes or whole grain toast. These foods help stabilize blood sugar overnight without overloading your digestion. And let's not forget about caffeine and alcohol. That afternoon cup of coffee, it can linger in your system longer than you think, making it harder to fall asleep. And while a glass of wine might seem like it helps you relax, alcohol actually disrupts the deep, restorative stages of sleep. Try cutting off caffeine by noon and limiting alcohol in the evening. You might be amazed at how much more refreshed you feel. Now, let's talk about something we often overlook: the physical side of sleep. As we get older, aches and pains can make it harder to get comfortable at night. Maybe your hips ache, your shoulders stiffen up, or you just can't seem to find a position that works. And if you're waking up every time you roll over, you're not getting the uninterrupted sleep your body needs. This is where your sleep environment comes in. First, take a look at your mattress. If it's more than 7 to 10 years old, it might not be supporting you the way it used to. You don't necessarily need the most expensive one, just one that keeps your spine aligned. A medium firm mattress is often best for avoiding pressure points. Next, consider your pillow. If you wake up with neck pain, your pillow might be too thick or too flat. Side sleepers usually need a firmer pillow to fill the space between the ear and shoulder, while back sleepers do better with something thinner. And if you struggle with heartburn or sinus congestion, try elevating the head of your bed slightly. Just a couple of inches can make a difference. Finally, temperature matters more than you might think. Many women over 60 find they sleep better in a cooler room. Around 65 degrees Fahrenheit is ideal, with breathable, moisture-wicking sheets. If hot flashes are an issue, keep a small fan nearby or try moisture-wicking pajamas. These might seem like small details, but when you add them up, they create the perfect recipe for deeper, more restful sleep. And the best part, you don't have to tackle everything at once. Maybe this week you'll talk to your doctor about your medications, and next week you'll adjust your dinner routine. Small steps lead to big changes. In the next part, we'll cover one of the most powerful, yet often ignored, factors in sleep after 60. It's not what you eat or how you lie down. It's what's happening in your mind before you even close your eyes. But for now, try one of these tips tonight and see how it goes. Your good night's sleep is closer than you think. Let's talk about what might be the biggest sleep thief of all. And it's not your mattress, your medications, or even that cup of coffee after lunch. It's something much quieter, but far more powerful: stress. Now I know what you might be thinking. Stress? At my age? I'm retired. My stressful years are behind me. But here's the truth: stress doesn't retire just because we do. In fact, many women over 60 face new kinds of stress, worrying about health changes, finances, family, or even just the pace of the modern world. And all that mental chatter has a way of following us right into bed. You've probably experienced it yourself, lying there in the dark, replaying conversations from yesterday, making mental to-do lists for tomorrow, or worrying about things that might never even happen. Before you know it, hours have passed, and you're still wide awake. That's because stress triggers cortisol, your body's alert hormone. And when cortisol is high, sleep is low. So what can we do about it? The solution isn't to eliminate stress completely, that's impossible, but to create a buffer between your busy mind and bedtime. One of the most effective techniques is something called a brain dump. About an hour before bed, take 10 minutes to write down everything on your mind, appointments to remember, problems to solve, even random thoughts. Getting them out of your head and onto paper signals to your brain. You don't need to hold on to this overnight. Another powerful tool is simple deep breathing. Try this. As you lie in bed, place one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. Breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 counts, feeling your belly rise. Hold for 2 counts, then exhale through pursed lips for 6 counts. This activates your body's relaxation response, lowering your heart rate and blood pressure. Do this just 5-10 times, and you might be surprised how quickly it quiets both mind and body. Now let's talk about one last game changer, movement. You might assume that being more active would make you tired, but the right kind of movement actually gives you energy and improves your sleep. The key is timing and type. Gentle movement like walking, swimming, or yoga earlier in the day helps regulate your sleep-wake cycle and reduces nighttime stiffness. But here's what's fascinating. Research shows that regular exercise can be just as effective as sleep medication for some people without the side effects. You don't need to run marathons. Even 20-30 minutes of walking most days can make a difference. Just try to finish any vigorous activity at least 3 hours before bedtime, so your body has time to wind down. Let's put all this together. Over these 3 parts, we've covered how your sleep schedule, light exposure, hydration, medications, diet, sleep environment, stress, and movement all play crucial roles in how well you rest. That might feel like a lot, but remember, you don't need to perfect all of them overnight. In fact, I'd suggest picking just 1 or 2 areas to focus on first. Maybe you'll start with setting a consistent bedtime and trying the brain dump technique. Or perhaps you'll adjust your dinner timing and add a short afternoon walk. Small steps create big changes. The most important thing to remember, you deserve to wake up feeling refreshed. Poor sleep isn't an inevitable part of aging. It's a sign that something in your routine needs adjusting. And now you have the tools to make those adjustments. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these tips resonated most? Have you tried any changes that transformed your sleep? Share your experiences in the comments below. Your story might be exactly what another woman needs to hear tonight. If you found this helpful, do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe for more honest, practical advice about thriving after 60. Because here's the truth. Your best years aren't behind you. With more energy, better sleep, and a renewed sense of vitality, they could be just ahead. Here's to your health, and to waking up tomorrow feeling truly rested. Have sweet dreams.